Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation for the Human Defi Hack by Eternity. We are super excited to present the project about a decentralized education platform for Web3 learners. So, the power team consists of Carlos and I. My name is Gyan Lakshmi, also known as Gyan. I'm an ambassador at Eternity, and I had a lot of fun working on this super awesome project with Carlos. Special thanks to Vivek, who was also initially a part of our team for cheering us on. So, why a decentralized education platform in the space of Web3, right? I have been a software developer myself, and when I started my journey in the space of blockchain, I always found that there was a lack of structured learning content where one can learn both concepts and hands on combined in a single platform. Every single blockchain platform has its own documentation, its own way of figuring out the documentation, which sometimes can be really difficult for developers to decipher. There is also a huge barrier for Web2 developers to move to blockchain development simply because they think that it is very difficult or they are not able to find the appropriate tutorials. This is where we wanted to create an edtech platform where the learning is simple as well as fun. So, what is the product that we have created? Our decentralized edtech platform has easy to learn tutorials in the form of videos along with embedded editors where one can learn the concepts as well as practice their programming skills. We have created tutorials which range from beginner to advanced level so that everybody who's comfortable or interested to learn in blockchain can come to the platform and learn from our tutorials. The core component of our decentralized education platform is, of course, built on the Eternity blockchain with the help of the smart contract language Sophia. So, here are some key pointers that describe our course's smart contract, right? It is clearly coded and fully explained in Sophia. There are inbuilt test cases to confirm the entire process and how all of it works, right? So, from onboarding a student to registering them to a tutorial and then ensuring that they are completing information about how many levels of the tutorial they have completed, all of this is being captured using the smart contract at the backend. Once a student completes a tutorial, we also give an ATOS gift to the student and a donation to our community. The donation stays at the contract address, which is the wallet of the student. We have the ability to identify over a period of time, the more courses that the student does, the more ATOS he or she will get, right? So we have the ability to identify how much ATOS has been given to the student. We can also track how many courses the students have completed, which courses have they completed, and which levels have they completed in each tutorial. Based on this information, it would also help us improve the platform. For example, if there's a tutorial that the student is not completing or able to complete, we can go and see what is happening. Is the tutorial too difficult? Is the language too complicated? How can we make better tutorials? This is especially important in today's world because education in the space of technology is changing rapidly, so we need to create tutorials, we need to create content that can be easy for developers to consume. In our system, there is no limit with the amount of tutorials that we can teach. The more tutorials that we keep adding in the front end, it will keep getting registered in the back end as tutorials, and the student information with tutorials, levels, everything is being captured at the Sophia Smart Contract level. As I'm talking about the Sophia Smart Contract, let me quickly show you our smart contract on the AE Studio, right? So if you see this course, the core smart contract is a payable smart contract, of course, right? Because it has payable functions where we're going to be paying ATOs once the student has completed certain levels in the tutorial. So you can see that we have different records for tutorial, chapter, and then we have events where we are able to add the user, add the tutorial, login, get balance of the user, transfer from one user to from transfer ATOs from the admin to the user, right? We have several functions. Primarily, we have functions to add the user to the platform. We have functions to get the user info. We have functions to set the tutorials, right? Where we are adding the users to specific tutorials. We have set the chapter for each tutorial, where we are noting as to how many levels the student has completed in a particular tutorial. Set tutorial to the student, assign a student to a particular tutorial. Um, Note the information of the chapters that have been completed, and we also have a gift sending mechanism, that is sending some reward system, wherein students get rewarded for completing certain levels. Now, why is this important? This is important to encourage more and more developers to come and learn about web3, about the different blockchain frameworks that exist, so we can use a small reward system to reward them if they're able to complete certain tutorials. Let me go back to my presentation. All right. Let's look at certain other important core components that form our project. Of course, tutorials, right? Because that's what we are here for. We are going to be teaching certain tutorials to the students. Excuse me. So for our first level of the project, since we only had a couple of days to think about the project and work on it, we have created two tutorials. One is a beginner level tutorial where the students, learners, learn to write a small smart contract, so they understand what is the structure of a Sophia smart contract, how to define variables, etc. Right. Apart from that, we have also created a very interesting smart contract, which is how to build your own tic-tac-toe game in Sophia, right? This is slightly of intermediate level because it has some more functions, some more logic to kind of work through in the smart contract. Both of these contracts have been created keeping in mind that we want the learner experience to be fun as they go through the smart contract as well, right? So let me show you a quick demo on the platform using which we have built this. All right. So here is our platform. Right now we have piloted it with Aeternity. So we're going to call it Aeternity Academy because we are currently just started with Aeternity tutorials. But we would definitely like to expand and add other blockchain frameworks as well, right? And keep this a decentralized single point of contact for all the developers to learn about the different frameworks. So if you see, like when you click on learn more, you see the different tutorials. So I have like I said, there's a beginner tutorial, there's an intermediate tutorial. So the beginner tutorial is about creating a superhero using your Sophia Smart Contract language, right? So if you click on try it, then it opens a window where it gives you, the first set of instructions, like what are we supposed to do. Of course, it starts with creating a contract. So here we have an editor where we are also allowing them to write code, right? It may not be very syntactically correct, but it definitely helps them to get in the flow of writing code and understanding how it works. So for example, we are initially asking them to write that we just create a contract named Avenger, and I can submit this, and once there is some backend validation using JavaScript, and it says that congratulations, click on the next button to move to the next level. So when I click on the next button, I go to the next level, which tells me that what are the next steps that I need to create, and it also gives me some more insights into why I'm doing this, right? What are variables, and what am I supposed to do? There is some example boilerplate code that you can see. So here again, I can sort of use this boilerplate code and then start writing. So for example, if I want to create a record, right? That's what this level tells me to do. I think it tells me to create a record. Uh, Let me see. So it says that create a record index, a map called map underscore Avengers, which will map the index and our Avenger, right? And then I also have to create a power that goes to the Avenger. So has a power been allocated or not, right? Uh, so here you can see the variable name is also mentioned. Now what I can do is I can try the code, right? So if it works, it says congratulations, you got it right, you can move to the next step. It also gives me the solution, right? So your solution should look something like this. So there are minor checks that happen in the JavaScript backend, but it's not exhaustive with respect to syntax. So we don't discourage the learners to stop learning at this point. So say for example, if I now at level 3, right, I can also choose to add a boilerplate code. So as you can see, the boilerplate code for level 3 is added. That is, the previous level's code is already added here. All I need to do is add the code for this particular level. That is, over here I need to probably create another record called Avenger, and then do something, right? Um, so let's say I try to submit this code. What happens is it says that it's not correct because I have not completed it, right? So it gives me a hint that there are some boilerplate code that is given here. I need to just modify, copy paste this and modify some of the things and make it happen. I can also click on show solution and see what the actual solution is like. So I can see that the actual solution, in the actual solution, I need to create a record named Avenger as well as the init entry point, right? So they know it's a learning process. So they are able to try their code. They're also able to add some boilerplate code, and they're able to see what the actual solution needs to look like. Similar to that, there are different levels which talk about the different things that they're meant. So I'm not going to go deep into each and every level and what's happening, since I'm going to be pasting this link anyway. And towards the end, there's also, we talk about like, okay, you can now test your smart contract on the AE Studio. So there is a video that we have created which talks about how you can deploy a simple Sophia smart contract. And you can also click on I am ready, which opens directly the AE Studio for you, right? Uh, Similar to this, we have also created another smart contract tutorial, which is about creating your own tic-tac-toe game. It's a very interesting smart contract, and it also has a really nice, demo video of how the tic-tac-toe can be played using the Sophia smart contract. So when you go to get started, then you see the same structure. There are different levels where you can try the code or you can see the solution, right? Apart from this, at the platform, we have also added some tutorials which are just video based tutorials. Right now, these are open source ones available on YouTube, and I've just linked them to it. But as we go, we also want to create a structured path as to, what is the first one that you should watch? How do you start? And then where should you go next? Where should you go next? So they can also watch right over here the videos and then go back and implement these concepts in their tutorial. So this is our overall submission for the hackathon, and we are super excited to see what the future kind of holds for this particular project. And we are really thankful to Eternity and the team to so that because they have given us this opportunity to be able to work on this very exciting project. And we hope that the team, the judging team, also finds this project equally exciting. I know that for EdTech, there is a lot of scope, especially in the space of blockchain, because of the fact that the documentation structuring is very haphazard and very scattered. And there are very few easy tutorials to, where developers actually can come and learn, right? So that's the idea. And we hope to do some future improvements, of course. We want to integrate the superhero wallet. So that if they complete the tutorials, they can directly get some AE tokens in their superhero wallet. And they can also share these achievements on the community page, right? Using superhero, that I have completed these many levels, and they can get tipped by other fellow mates. They can also create projects and upload it on the website for which others can tip them, right, if they have done some interesting projects in the using the tutorials. We would also like to, of course, integrate the front end with the back end. At this point, our smart contract tutorial lies in the editor in the GitHub. We would like to deploy that using AE project and then connect this Wix front end to the smart contract backend. And with the help of the team, as well as any feedback that we get, we would love to build more interesting tutorials that everybody would like, and ensure that we just make this learning process a fun one, right? So thank you everyone, and I hope you all had a great time listening to this project. Thanks once again.